Well, today we're going to be going over the best build for the Whisper, and I absolutely love this weapon. Really wish they throw some Arcanas out there for it, but still, this is a solid weapon to have. Now, the nice thing about it is you don't necessarily need to have it at the highest rarity to make this thing useful for you. Especially starting off, you get one of these, you throw a couple of Guardian rings on, and you just have fun with getting those hits in. But I've done the builds just focusing on the skills at the beginning. Eventually, I moved more over to a crit base, but now my main focus is going and keeping it more focused on combos. Now, hear me out on this one. We'll explain a little bit more as we get into it, because I'm sure a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? But as I said in the video the other day, I see this more as a basic weapon. And when I say basic, I mean more of a basic attack build. And the fact that if we crit on that basic hit, we're going to be launching out 3 daggers. The other thing I love about this is it's really easy to build around this. If you don't have these specific things I'm saying, it's okay, because there's a lot of adjustments that can be made. Obviously, we want to have the Whisper equipped for this build, but as far as the armor, we talked about this, when you're going in on things that are going to be long runs like chapters or dungeon dives, that's where you're going to want to be using the Dragon Breath armor. On the other hand, if it's going to be quick doing PvP things like the arena or even the guild battle, that's when you're going to want to switch over to the Revival Cloak. So we're having 2 Guardian rings is nice. I am still a believer of at least keeping one of them on, for the daggers and for the shield. I do, however, like to go and bring a Judgment ring in to get some extra skill bonuses out of that. The Dragon Ball ring is one that you could put on. I don't think it's really necessary to get that basic crit, because there's plenty of other ways we're going to be gaining that. For the accessories, I absolutely love the Bloody Grail with this one, and you could go a second one. You could even go with the Reckoning Badge, but the fact that I do have this whole Proof of Glory here at its mythic state, that's why I want to have the damage reduction. Don't need it right now, but still, it's a nice thing, and that's the reason why I have it. Honestly, with all 3 of these, I see no problem if you wanted to try going in on a double. I think all of them are going to work incredibly well with this. For the mount, you can obviously see we're running Diego to get that combo +1 and the combo right up. This absolutely wrecks once you go inside with him. But in the early days of playing this, I thought the Luminous Dragon was actually a nice one to use also. For the advanced artifacts, I think the end goal for everybody is to get the Nether Blade. However, I don't have it yet, but I am going to be switching over that to see how well it does. In the meantime, though, I am using the Demon Eye. I am focusing a lot around those combos and counters. The Spear of Thor can also be a good one if you get some lightning daggers and you're chasing after that shock discharge. That can definitely benefit from it. But I'm also curious to see how the axe is going to work with this on casting 8 skills. This does look like it might have some potential. For the pets, there's 5 of them that I like. Clearly, I'm always been using Elsa. I'm kind of biased on that one. But the Slime King is great for those basic attacks, and then Freya is going to be great for those skilled attacks. The Unicorn is also another great option, and even Ellie, I know a lot of people say once you get that healing dagger, you got the Dragon Breath, the healing pretty much happens on its own. I kind of use this as a safety net, because if I don't get any good heal skills or shield skills, I'm kind of stuck and I usually fizzle out a little bit too early. I don't know if that's just the need of me needing to grab a dagger whenever I see one, but I usually skip a lot of those heals and shields and things like that when it comes to going and seeing a dagger that I could potentially get one more hit out of. But one of the nice things about doing the combo build is any skill that you see that is going to have a basic attack does this is going to be a nice help. So basic attack increases rage. That is a huge one to help on top of having the rage dagger in case you don't actually see that ×2 dagger. That'll easily make you hit your 3 procs of rage each round, and the fact that if you go and get something that a rage is going to activate something, or the basic, especially shields, you can get these things tacked up pretty good. So for my legacy heroes on this, I am using the Knight of the End and the Judgment Reaper because I am going around those combos. If you don't have those, I think the Succubus will still work halfway decent. However, though, I think the Dark Knight, once you get that to Legendary, if you're able to, that's going to be a pretty sweet solid setup. Once you go and get those 100 dagger hits, it's going to make a nice whack out of this thing. For brands, I am using the Stone Guardian, which will start you off with that basic shield, and then also the Spike Club Cactus, which is going to give that counterattack skill. Also have the Nimble Murloc, which will give you the combo skill, and then the Bone Club Golem, which will give you that heavy strike skill. I think these will be the best ones when you have them at Epic. However, when you go and say get some legendaries like the Wild Vulture, that's where I would go and probably switch out maybe the counterattack one or even the heavy strike one. You may be saying, why not get rid of the Stone Golem and that basic attack? Once you start seeing how many shields you get from having a bunch of combos, it's definitely something you don't want to get rid of. When you finally go and get these brands to Mythic, that's where I would go and put the Sharp Rogue in to have the chance of all your daggers getting that Flame Wave. However though, I think you might need to get that Pyromania, which is going to give you the infinite stacks on it. I have to wait to see because I'm nowhere close to getting it there. Really sure what I would go and replace it with at that time, maybe the Stone Guardian then, but we really don't know how well this is going to work until we at least get it to that point. Now I know this may not seem ideal for a dagger weapon, but we still want to try to go and get every dagger skill inside the game, including the ×2, dagger increases every round, even the dagger cooldown to a minimum of 1 round. As far as which inheritance to have set, a lot of people kind of say you need to go for the Ranger, you need to go for the Ghost. Well, the Ranger is going to increase your dagger and crits. The Ghost, that's going to focus more around your skills. I myself though right now am going with the Skeleton in the fact that I have it the furthest progressed inside the game, so there's more skills inside there which are going to also benefit those combos. As I progress further in these legacies and get them all to kind of match up, I think the dagger is going to be the best one to choose out of all of these just because there are skills that are based around that and the stats do look pretty nice. But right now, the combo one is working. The skill one does look pretty solid too, but I think that's going to be more focus if you're using this Whisperer for a skill build. But like I said, this is what I'm using right now. It's working incredibly well with me. You can just see all the combos just bam, 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 and then obviously the dagger shooting out from having that basic skill. But before you flame me too much on it, give it a try because it actually works pretty nice. If there's something you would change, let me know down in the comments below. If you didn't see the first build guide video there, take a look at this one over here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.